All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am James Alva Jr., co-founder and CEO of Kabila. We got another dope episode of Kabila Conversations for you today. And so what are we doing today? Today, I got my man, I'm just gonna bring him up. I ain't gonna do a bunch of introductions here today. I got my guy, James Chapman. So I call him Chap because it's too confusing. James, like, am I talking to myself? I don't know what's going on half the time. I got my twins, I can't remember their names. And I got another James, so it's just Chap.
Right, that's right.
What's up,
Yeah.
Chap?
What's up, man? How are you? Happy Friday to you.
Yes, absolutely. So James Chapman is the founder and CEO of Plain Sight, an events platform. Like, how would you describe Plain Sight? Is that
Yeah.
sufficient or no?
Yeah, no, we are an event tech platform, and our primary focus is to help event hosts be able to sell their tickets, attract sponsors, as well as use our mobile app to connect their attendees before, during, and after their event. So that's what
All
we're
right,
about.
dope.
Yeah.
So I did forget to do. If you're out there listening, I always like to ask you, let us know where you're coming in from. Drop it in the comments so we can shout you out. Also, as we're talking, if you have questions, please drop them in the comments as well. We always get to all the questions. That's usually the most interesting part of the conversation. So just let us know where you're coming in from. And also, please share this with your friends on their social media platforms as well. All right, so let's get into this, man. So the reason we're here, well, first of all, like, what is Plain Sight? You just said what it was, but what inspired you to start it, Chad?
Mm. So I'm a community builder, and I'm originally from Chattanooga, Tennessee, born and raised. Was doing a lot of community building out there, primarily through events. I used to run this meetup called Workaholics for people who were like working in the evening hours to come and have a designated space to like co-work together, right, and collaborate. And that's really where the idea came from. It was just trying to find a way to use technology to make me a better community builder. And I knew that the things that I needed was sponsors. I knew that I needed a ticketing platform. I knew I needed something to connect my people because they were always asking, "Hey, who's at the event tonight?" or "Can you help me make an introduction to somebody that does this or that?" Right? And so that's kind of where it all started from. It's just like, yo, how can I create a tool to help me be a better me, be a better community builder, and get the things that I need? And so the journey really just kind of started from that.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me because like entrepreneurs solve problems they see.
Yeah, yeah, and that was the one that was the most apparent. I moved to Detroit like back in 2016, and I was hosting these big demo day pitch competitions where we
You
give
said
away.
you moved to Detroit.
Say again.
You said you moved to Detroit.
Yeah, yeah, back in 2016,
Okay.
and was doing some events there. Primarily, this big event called Detroit Demo Day, where we
Okay.
would give away $1 million every year to companies based there willing to relocate there. And that's
Wow.
really started to see how like brands and sponsors really play into the whole event space and the experience of events and things of that nature. So yeah, man, just doing a bunch of events.
Amazing. That's so cool. So let's talk about because we're here to talk about Tech Tuesdays Atlanta.
Yeah,
But
man.
let's talk
Yeah.
about what is Tech Tuesdays in general first, and what inspired you to start that.
Absolutely. So, uh, just being a founder, man, and really inspired me to do it because I desire community. I'm always looking for community and looking for ways to connect with other people in tech. And I know that regardless of what city that you go to, tech, the community of tech can be kind of like a broken ecosystem. And so I wanted to do something that brought everything in house as much as possible under one umbrella. So what I started by doing is just reaching out to a space down in Miami because I was going down to Miami a lot, hosting events, and was asked them if they were willing to allow us to let different tech people, tech organizations host events at their space every single Tuesday because Tuesdays are usually like a slower day. It's kind of out of the way, you know what I mean? And it just kind of grew from there. It popped off. We kicked it off in April down at PS Social in Miami. Shout out to the whole PS Social crew down there. And since then, we've had AI workshops. We've had founder meetups. During Juneteenth, there was this event called Technically Free down in Miami, and so it's just a good way to build community and bring people together. And that way, like when people are coming in from out of town, they can be like, "Oh, just go to this spot on Tuesday." You know, if you're
Sure.
looking to find
Yeah.
your tribe, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it really kind of started from that.
That's perfect. So why, so tell me which city you're currently, you mentioned Miami. What are you said something
Uh,
about earlier. You're still in
Yeah,
Detroit.
yeah. So we're in Miami, we're in Detroit. Atlanta's actually going to be the third city that we're going to be doing Tech Tuesdays. It just really made sense to do it in Detroit because I've got so many relationships there, and that's where the company started and all of those types of things. And so things have been
Mhm.
going really well in both cities, and really excited to make this happen in Atlanta for sure.
So why Atlanta now, you think?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm in Atlanta now, so it just really made sense. I'm like, there's no reason for Tech Tuesdays to be going on in these other cities, and
Yeah.
now that I'm in Atlanta, it's not happening here. And so started to reach out to a few folks that I'm comfortable with, that I typically just meet up with on a one-on-one basis, and they were like, "Yeah, bro, you should definitely do it." And when I just randomly got introduced to somebody over at WeWork, they were like, man, we would love for you to do this concept here at our space. And so the dominoes just kind of fell from there with the interest. And then the other thing that I'll say is Atlanta's already got like a booming entrepreneurship ecosystem. The ecosystem probably doesn't give as much credit as it deserves, because there's a lot happening here in Atlanta. And I just feel like this could be
We got
something
Venture
that,
Atlanta happening now, right?
yeah, yeah, VA is happening right now. And so, shout out to everybody who's been building the Atlanta startup ecosystem for years now, because I think it's finally starting to be on everybody's radar as one of those cities that you should look out for when it comes to tech. So definitely excited to be pulling it off here.
So did you move to Atlanta to start Tech Tuesdays Atlanta, or you just happened to move here and you're like, I need to do this here?
Yeah, I just happened to move here, and where I'm from, Chattanooga, it's like an hour and a half up the road. You know what I'm saying? And so I've been down in Atlanta for years now. Just really on some hanging out kind of vibe. And this was the first way for me to actually start doing business and building community in Atlanta, where I'm currently residing. So
Mhm.
I'm definitely excited to meet new people,
Okay.
and figure out ways to add value to the ecosystem.
Dope. So let's talk about the details of ATL Tech Tuesdays. Who are the sponsors and who the
Yeah,
sponsors are for each Tuesday. Let's talk about that.
yeah,
Like it's 'cause
yeah.
it's a whole day long thing you got going on Tuesday.
Absolutely, absolutely. So typically how it works, right? Like first off, I'm a hooper. So we're trying to get this Atlanta Tech Runs thing off the ground, where we'll have different people playing basketball from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. The group text on that has been going kind of crazy. Everybody's been talking smack. So
Really? Yeah,
yeah,
these old knees over here that can't do that no more.
yeah, yeah, man. There's been a lot of chatter in the group text.
Mm-mm.
And so we're gonna be playing over at Georgia Tech from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Tuesdays. From there, we'll head over to the WeWork at
They're gonna
Midtown.
have like an ambulance set up on the side or something like a
On
stretcher
standby,
situation,
on
like an
standby.
IV.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's gonna sign a waiver to make sure that play side is not held accountable.
For real?
Any injuries or
For
anything
real? They
like
got to sign
that.
a waiver?
Yeah, yeah. You
I
play at
know
your
that.
own risk, man.
I know that's right.
So yeah, don't come hollering at us if something happens. But no, it's all
Don't let
gonna
me
be
have it.
good. I'm not even putting that
Right,
out
right.
in the
Torn
universe.
Achilles tendon.
Yeah,
Plain
none of
sight to
that's
pay for the
going down.
surgery.
None of that's
A
going
plain sight
down.
got to pay for that surgery, bro.
Yeah, yeah, nah. So 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. we're gonna be hooping. And then we'll head over to WeWork starting around 11 a.m. to I believe like 5 or 6 p.m. for open co-working. So if anybody's looking for a place to work during the day, it's
For
free
free?
coffee and co-working, absolutely free.
They can wait a second. They get to play hoops in the morning from 9 to 11. After that, they can go to WeWork and work for the day for free.
For free, no cost, and build community, right? So like you'll drink you some coffee, get you some work done, meet some new people, things of that nature from 11 to 5. And then as you were mentioning, every week there's going to be a different host who's going to be hosting events in the evening hours. You're going to be one of them with a big, yeah, yeah. Our founder happy hour kicks off on Tuesday. Jay's gonna set the tone for everybody. That's right. And then
Yeah, baby.
on the
Here we
second,
go.
yeah, yeah,
Get
I
the
can't
ticket
wait.
going.
On that second Tuesday, we got Techeria and Blacks in Tech. They're going to be partnering and co-hosting every second Tuesday of the month.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Blacks in Tech
Blacks in Tech is
and
involved as
Techeria,
well.
they're gonna be alternating.
Yeah, they're going to be. I think for the first one, they're actually doing like a joint effort, and then
Oh,
from
cool.
there they'll just alternate cadence and things of that nature.
So Techeria is a Latinx tech community. It's a national organization. It has like 15,000 members nationally. They have an Atlanta chapter that I know they're working to grow because we're actually doing an event with them next month. So Techeria and Blacks in Tech.
Yep,
Like
Techeria and Blacks in
who runs Blacks in Tech? I don't even.
Uh, uh, um, Blacks in Tech is actually a national organization as well. And so Milani runs the Atlanta chapter here in for Blacks in Tech. So very similar to Tech Career, how it's a national organization. Blacks in Tech is the same thing, but the homie Milani, she runs the Atlanta.
I don't understand how these organizations like this exist and I don't know anything about them. Like, like I'm gonna pat myself in the back here. I am OG Black Tech, bro. Like I'm rocking my Generator shirt today. I went to Generator back in 2013 to their second cohort with my first tech startup. I've been doing like tech for 10 years, and I'm always amazed when Blacks in Tech. I'm like, what is that? How come I don't never heard of that?
Yeah, man. I mean, the good thing about it though, if you think about it, that now there's so much that's out there, right? Like and it used to didn't be that way. You know what I mean? And so now because there's so much activity that's going on, you got to really be intentional about trying to find the things that are going on, because if you don't, you can miss it, because there's a lot of programming that's out there these days.
So I want to collab with him though.
Yeah.
I'll
make sure it's called me. Yeah, Milani's
More Foundation.
Absolutely.
I feel like there's some synergy there with respect to Kabila, because Kabila is a co-founder matching app.
Absolutely.
And, so like you can download our Kabila co-founder matching app. If you're looking for a co-founder, you can go to joinkabila.com. Shameless plug, but Blacks in Tech, I assume they have people looking for co-founders. Like we should be collaborating.
1,000%, 1,000%, and that's really why we want to do this, right? People who may not know each other that's already in the tech ecosystem. Let's just bring everybody under one house so we can all meet together and figure out who's doing what, because we can be heads down, with the stuff that we're doing. Yeah. The other group that's going to be hosting is Black VC. So they're awesome. Shout out to Bahija.
So tell me, what is Black VC? What do they do?
Yeah, so Black VC is an organization that is really centered around trying to help more Black people get into venture and investing and learning about what that process is like, and then also bringing together people who are already Black VCs together to share information and collaborate with each other and things of that nature. So they also are a national organization. They've got a bunch of different chapters, and Bahija is leading up the Atlanta chapter.
Dope. Okay, so is there another organization in that last?
There's one more. Yep. Then we got a cross collaboration between Atlanta JS, React ATL, and Vue Atlanta. So those are going to be like our coder days, where it's just like true people who are hackers, builders, coders, things of that nature, collaborating and things of that nature. Yeah, so we're attacking it from a bunch of different angles.
I mean, I'm listening to you talk like we're collaborating with Techeria because I introduced Techeria to you.
Yeah.
Blacks in Tech, like I need to collaborate with them for Kabila. This organization you talk about here, I feel like we should collaborate because a lot of those dev people, developers, they may be looking for a co-founder too, right? Yeah. So there's so many collaboration opportunities. So I mean, I love that that's kind of like the ethos for what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
I love that. So
yeah. And just providing some intentionality and some structure to it, right? Because I think so many of us have the desire to collaborate, have the desire to get involved, but once we start doing our thing and building our products, like and running our organizations, it can be really hard to like figure out where those intentional potential collaborations really could take place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
I love that. So if you're listening out there, if you have a question, drop it in the question, your comments here. Please share this with your followers. Let's say we got some folks listening. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. Like we're all over the place here. So, share this out with your friends and let us know if you have questions. Especially share it with your friends who are in Atlanta, because we're talking about, Tech Tuesdays, but Tech Tuesdays is in Miami, it's in Detroit, and now we're kicking it off here in Atlanta. So if you have some friends in any one of those cities, like tag them here so they can know about this. We're about to kick off Tech Tuesdays Atlanta on Tuesday, October 3rd And so from 6 to 9, we didn't get into that yet. It's a founder, well, at least for our event, we're doing a founder happy hour where, we want Atlanta founders to get together, unwind, get some refreshments, get some food, some drink. And so what's the goal? The goal for me, for
Yeah.
our event, is to inspire and empower ATL founders, to help them expand their networks beyond the ATL system as well. Because I just know from talking to some people, a lot of founders want to expand their networks beyond ATL. I mean, ATL is
Mm,
great, obviously, right? But when you have people at different parts of the country, they all move differently.
mm,
You'll be pleasantly surprised. You meet somebody like, for example, I was on a panel in Boulder, and like Boulder was incredible, bro. Like it's a whole different vibe. You know what I'm saying? So to the extent that we can expand our networks and have relationships at different places around the country and the world, even
yeah.
the better off we'll be. So sometimes we'll have an in-person, like little fireside chat for 30 minutes, like a little Q&A. And a lot of times they're going to be piping in people from outside of Atlanta to come in virtually to talk with us so we can connect ATL founders with, investors who are not from Atlanta or just some influencers who are not from here. So you can expand your network, which ultimately helps you even more, I think. We think about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited about it. I think when we first started talking about Tech Tuesdays and you potentially hosting the founder happy hours, I felt like it was a great fit, obviously, because of what your startup does with matching founders and things of that nature. So I felt like there was some cool synergy there. But it also became apparent to me very early on that you are somebody that's about community. And that's about trying to get people involved and invited to the table, right? And I think those are the types of folks that I want to build with, that I want to work with. And I think we can set an example to other founders about the potential of cross collaborations and the benefits of cross collaborations and how founders can do it ourselves, right? We don't need big corporations to come in and save us all the time, right? Like shout out to the big corps that want to work with small businesses and startups. Like I love them, but let's get more startups working. Let's get more startups working together too, because we can move faster. And when we pull our resources together, we can make a large impact too.
Yeah, I love the speed reference there. It's so
Yeah.
true. And like you said, we are both founders, and I think the message that we want to hammer home here, like you just said, is we are collaborating. And I want to collaborate with all these other organizations that are hosting Tech Tuesdays because I think there's a lot of synergy, and we want to inspire and promote collaboration and ecosystem. Like you said, I feel a lot of times folks are head down. I think we were talking in the green room earlier, and we are talking about that. Folks are head down,
Yeah.
and the other thing is, I feel like you tell me if you've seen this, but I feel like particularly for like early stage founders, like I think we have a tendency to. I think we need to do better about being a more of a give first mindset. I think early stage founders, we get in this space where we're like, oh man, I'm grinding. I got to get to revenue. I got to get customers. I need this. I need that. I need this. I need that. And sometimes we don't even feel like we have anything to give, but it's just not true. Like we all have so much we can give. You can give a kind word. You can share people's content on social media. You can patronize somebody's business that you want to support. And it's just, when we make that shift in mindset of giving first and giving, it's amazing how people see you doing that. And then they start giving to you and it
Right.
expands, and it's just all beneficial for everybody.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that especially when you're a founder of a early stage startup, really what you have the most to give is your own expertise, your own network, right? And yeah, you may not be able to contribute a lot from your startup perspective, just depending upon what that startup is. But I do think that there's lessons that can be learned along the way. Other founders have helped me in my founder journey tremendously. Like when I'm a
Mhm.
non-technical founder, so when I first got
Same.
into this, I had to have somebody who was already a founder who had hired dev folks already let me know what to put in the job description for my first dev hire. Right? I've never done it before, so
Right.
like, what do I put in this thing? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, what what stack
Mhm.
should I even be building in and things of that nature. I asked another founder those things. I couldn't go to anyone else really. I couldn't ask a VC those things. I mean, I guess I
Right.
could, but the founder's
Yeah.
gonna know best. And
Yep.
so there's always a lot of knowledge share
Yep.
that's there and available between us.
Yep. Yeah. We gotta collaborate. We gotta give, and we gotta get out of what I see sometimes as a scarcity mindset, particularly
Mhm.
for uh, early stage, and in some cases, like overlooked or underestimated founders. We get like this scarcity mindset, but we have to flip that switch. So I love when
Absolutely.
you approached me about this. So you said that early on, it was apparent to you that I was into community building. Was it something specific that made you?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, first I posted it out on Twitter and just let people know that I wanted to sponsor their events. And someone tagged you on Twitter and you jumped right in, like, hey James, I think exactly what you said was, let me know how I can help. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't know me from a fly on the wall. You
I
know what I
didn't,
mean?
but that's the give first mindset, bro.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. And so once we actually started to get into the details, we both realized that it really made sense for us to collaborate on this thing because sometimes it doesn't make sense, and that's okay too.
Yeah,
But once we started to run through the details, it made sense. We
yeah,
were both really open, had an open mindset to it to begin
yeah.
with, and it just built out from there. Like and some like unplanned things started to happen. Like you were
Hmm.
able to get us the first piece of press for Tech Tuesdays
Hmm.
Atlanta.
On
That
hypotenuse,
came out.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a
Shout out to
great
my girl
piece of work
Maya.
for sure, for sure,
Yep,
for sure. And so
yep,
you just never know what'll happen
yeah.
when you decide to have that type of mentality.
That's right. And we're going on ATL and Co on 11 and live. We're supposed to
Yep,
do Tuesday, but we got bumped. So now we're scheduled for Wednesday to
yep,
go on and talk about Tech Tuesdays. So
yeah,
local popular morning show here. We'll be on there talking about that. So,
yeah,
look, man, that's an example of like I'm always willing to spend my social capital on people. Sometimes I get burned when I
yeah,
do that. But like I don't care. I see so many times it actually helps people that I'm willing to risk the one-off times where I get singed a little bit. But I'm
right.
when I said, how can I help, I absolutely meant that, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And I appreciated that. And it's been great. And this Tuesday is just going to be the first one. Once this momentum starts to pick up and all the
Yeah.
other hosts are bringing people through, it's just going to be a really, really great vibe. So I'm definitely excited about it.
Yeah, so in terms of the fireside chat, we have my man Demetrius Curry from College Cash. Demetrius is incredible. He's a Techstars alum. I went through Techstar. I'm wearing my Generator shirt. I went through Generator back in 2013, but I
Yeah,
recently went through Techstars with Kabila. Look, if you're looking for a co-founder, you could go to joinkabila.com, download our app. But Demetrius is great, man. He just raised $750,000. He's got these incredible strategic partnerships in place, and like he had a GED, but he didn't have a GED. He was sleeping in the car. I mean, this guy's just an amazing story.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
this is Kimberly. It's my girl, Kimberly Evans. You know Kimberly from
Yeah,
Just
what's up,
Just Her
Kimberly?
Rideshare, doing
Yeah,
wonderful things.
yeah,
Thanks, Kimberly. Appreciate you
yeah.
popping in here, Kimberly.
She's good people.
So yeah, so look, you can go to TechTuesdayAtlanta.com. You can learn more. Shameless plug for Kabila, by the way.
Yeah,
We're doing a WeFunder community round where we're raising capital on WeFunder, and we're actually encouraging, inspiring founders to tap in. Like we want founders to participate in what we're doing, and we're doing this because if we're successful, overlooked founders around the world will no longer be overlooked. So if that
absolutely.
matters to you, like check out our WeFunder, right? Kimberly, hey guys, hey.
Yeah, what's up, Kimberly?
So I think that's. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say is that in terms of these events for us, we're going to be using this as a springboard to do some in-person co-founder matching events here in Atlanta. So I need to get
Yeah,
with you, chap. I know we said we might have some space over at Georgia Tech that we could tap in to do that. So
yeah,
we could
yeah,
get this going. I want to do that. So if y'all are listening, like, please share this. Tag your friends who are in Atlanta who are founders. We're kicking this off next Tuesday with Kabila, founder happy hours. We're going to have a really great guest coming in for 30 minutes, do some Q&A. Again, my dude, Demetrius Curry from College Cash. We're talking about the bumpy road to raising
mm,
$750,000. In this environment, it's just like so hard to raise capital. And we're just doing this to amplify and elevate ATL founders. And then the other Tuesdays, we have Techeria and Blacks in Tech alternating, but Techeria is going to be the second Tuesday in October. And then the third Tuesday, you said Blacks Black
Yeah,
CBC,
Black BC. Yeah,
Black
Black BC
BC,
is gonna be third.
the
Yep.
third Tuesday, and then that fourth Tuesday is going to be alternating between View. Who are the organizations alternating?
You Atlanta JS and React ATL.
That's what's up, man. So,
Yeah,
like you said, it's a lot of good deliciousness happening in Atlanta
that's
right
right.
now. You got
That's
Venture
right.
Atlanta happening this week. So much good stuff happening. This is going taking place at WeWork in
Yeah.
Midtown. Let me get this back up. So if you want to RSVP, it's free, right?
Free, yeah. All of the
Free.
events are free. Free co-working, free hoops in the morning over at Georgia Tech, free happy hours, whether that's with James and Kabila or any of the other events that happen in the evening. You don't have to pay anything. All you got to do is show up and collab.
Amazing. Free hoops from 9 to 11 at Georgia Tech. Free co-working from 11 to 6.
Yep, yep.
Free co-working at WeWork from 11 to 6. And from 6 to 9, you have various events. We're kicking it off with the Founder Happy Hour, Tuesday,
Yep.
October 3rd. It's going to be super dope. So if you got some friends in Atlanta, please tag them. Please reshare this so we can help amplify. The purpose of this is to amplify and elevate the Atlanta startup community and Atlanta founder community. So
Yeah.
if that matters to you, we're just simply asking you to just amplify this so your friends can find out about it.
1000%. 1000%. And I'm excited for I think, I should thank you for one, just being so open, right? To collaborating. You've been a great partner to have at this. And we haven't even done the first one yet, right? And it's already got some great momentum. And so I'm really excited for what the Atlanta ecosystem is going to do with Tech Tuesdays. And I'm really thankful to be a part of it, man. Shout out to the entire Atlanta tech ecosystem. Can't wait to collab and meet some new people, some new faces, see what everybody's working on, see what people are building, and seeing if there's ways that I could be supportive to anything that you guys are doing. So hopefully see you all at Tech Tuesdays coming soon.
Oh, amazing. All right, man. So unless there's any questions out in the audience, we are going to wrap this up. Again, shameless plug for Kabila as we fund the community around for founders. Please check it out.
Absolutely.
WeFunded.com/Kabila so we can do this work to empower overlooked founders around the world. That's what we're doing there. All right, so let me just run this outro and just stand by, chat. All right. And thanks everybody for listening and joining us. We appreciate y'all.
Appreciate y'all.